Good morning, children. Today, let us study the topic of the French Revolution and the idea of nation. In the first chapter of history, we are going to learn, as we know that this we have studied already in ninth standard. Okay, last year, the French Revolution and the idea of nation. The nation states, how nation states are coming up in Europe. So the first clear expression of the nationalism came with the French Revolution in 1789. So French Revolution, the idea of French Revolution, the nationalism began from the French Revolution in 1789. France, as we know that it's a full-fledged territorial state, completely its territory or the boundary was clear. In 1789, under the rule of absolute monarch, we know we have studied this term, absolute monarchy or monarchy, which means the all power is centralized. All the power is vested in the monarch. So political constitutional changes came in the wake of the French Revolution, led to the transfer of sovereignty from the monarchy to a body of French citizens. So here, from the monarch, power is captured by the body of citizens. That means there is, like our parliament, there is a body of elected representatives were there. So the revolution here, the French Revolution proclaimed that it was the people who would henceforth constitute the nation and shape its destiny, which means people would decide hereafter whatever the developmental activities should be taken place in France. That will be the people will have the right to decide, not the monarch. Absolute monarchy is coming to end there, and the monarch will be also guided by the body of French citizens. So from the very beginning, we know that the French revolutionaries introduced various measures and practices that could create a sense of collective identity among the French people. So all French people should be known together as French nation, people of France. Okay. So there will be a collective identity of French people. The ideas of la patrie, that means the fatherland, they belonged to their fatherland, and les citoyens, that means the citizens. So these ideologies, la patrie and the les citoyens, these means people or the citizens of one nation, and that is their land or their fatherland, which this ideology emphasized the notion of a united community enjoying equal rights. We know earlier people had no equal rights. There were 3 estates, and there was a wide gap between the 3 estates also. Now enjoying, this was the concept that all people, all the classes of people will enjoy equal rights under a constitution. That means the constitution provides all the people equal rights or equality. So here a new French flag, the tricolor, okay, was chosen to replace the former royal standard that was belonging to the monarch. That flag was replaced to a tricolor flag. That is a new tricolor flag for France. Also the Estates General, we know that which was elected by the body of active citizens, were renamed as National Assembly. Last year we studied how the people formed the National Assembly. All the elected representatives of the Estates General, they renamed it as the body of people or the French people, elected representatives. It was renamed as National Assembly. So new hymns also were composed, that means new songs or new national anthem. Oaths or the pledges were taken, and martyrs also were commemorated. Those who sacrificed their life for the nation, all were remembered. So all in the name of the nation. All these are taking place in the name of France. Okay, France as a new nation. So the centralized administrative system, we know that which was put in place of and formulated uniform laws for all the citizens within its territory, so that law was enacted agited for equality, providing all the citizens of France. Also some other changes like internal customs duties, taxes collecting and dues were also abolished. Whatever the tax dues people had to pay to the government, these all were abolished. Now a uniform system of weights and measures were adopted. We know that when we go to any countries, if the weights, okay, so weighing system of how many kilos, 1 kilo, if it is weighed in our country, it will be when we are carrying 1 kilo of any material to other country also the same weight we can find there. So measures and weights are all where uniform systems adopted. Regional dialects, we know in our country there are many hundreds or thousands of languages. Regional dialects or languages exist in our country, but in France these regional languages were discouraged by the French, and French language was spoken and which was given importance, which we know that French language is spoken in Paris, which was adopted as their common language, and other smaller dialects or the different languages all were given discouraged, so that French became the common language of the France or common language of the nation. So the revolutionaries further declared that it was the mission, that the destiny of the French nation to liberate peoples of Europe from despotism, so from absolute power or the monarchy, and France is ready to liberate the people of Europe, people of entire Europe. So France is leading the revolution here in order to overthrow the absolutism or despotism or monarchy from all over Europe and making the entire Europe as a different nation states. When the news of the events in France reached the different cities of Europe, students and other members of the educated middle class also began setting up Jacobin clubs. Here we know that Jacobin clubs were all formed in different nations in Europe or different cities of Europe. We know the youth or educated young and the middle class all began to join in the Jacobin clubs or set up new Jacobin clubs. So here what is Jacobin club? People all gathered together there to discuss about the revolution and the modern changes occurring in France, so that they also get the idea in the similar way to fight against their despotic rulers or absolute monarch and make their own nation as a country or a nation state. So here their activities which were occurring, activities and campaigns prepared the way for the French armies which moved into Holland, Belgium, Switzerland and much of Italy in 1790s. So these were period we know that French armies had entered or these campaigns also during this period these campaigns spread all over Europe. So French armies began to carry idea of nationalism not only in France, abroad also. That means other European nations also were influenced by the ideology of France, especially the French army began to carry the ideology of nationalism to different parts of Europe. So we know that within the wide swathe of the territory that came under his control, Napoleon also set up about introducing many of such kind of reforms. So he already introduced in France, he also started capturing many of the regions in Europe. He began to introduce such kind of reform activities in other regions also. So through a return to monarchy, Napoleon had no doubt destroyed democracy in France, but in the administrative field, he had incorporated revolutionary principles in order to make the whole system more national and efficient. Even though when Napoleon Bonaparte came to the ruler, he abolished the democracy or destroyed the democracy completely, but he made some sort of revolutionary principles he introduced here, and so that he could make France as an efficient nation. So in the Civil Code of 1804, we know that usually it is known as Napoleonic Code. So he did away with the privileges based on birth, established equality and before the law, and secured the right to property. So two important things: he abolished the privileges by birth who had the noble people who secured, and also established equality before law. All the people, whatever their classes or privileges if they had, all were equally considered. And also one more thing, right to property. People had a right to their property, they can own their own property. So these were the some reform activities Napoleon had made in France. So this code was exported to the regions under the French control. Not only in France, France was handling some of the territories of European nations also. There also he introduced this system or this code. So in the Dutch Republic, in Switzerland and in Italy and Germany, Napoleon simplified the administrative divisions, abolished the feudal system and freed peasants from the serfdom and manorial dues. That means here also he introduced some of the important reforms in the agriculture especially, and he freed the peasants or farmers from the manorial dues, whatever the dues they had to pay to the manor, and also serfdom, that is a bond or an agreement that people make with the landlord. So they had to continuously, like a slave, they had to work for the master for many years or whole life, etc. So such kind of serfdom or manorial dues, everything was abolished. Peasants became free. Okay, so that a guild system also in the towns, we know that a guild system was existed, the traders association. So guild restrictions, whatever the restrictions they had or barriers they had, that all were removed. So they started a free movement of goods into the market and trade also. So new way of trading, free movement of trade, goods started flowing into the markets. Transport and communication system also were improved, and peasants or artisans, workers and new businessmen, they all enjoyed a newfound freedom, because many of the restrictions were removed so that they were able to trade the goods in market or business very freely. Businessmen and small scale producers of goods in particular began to realize that uniform laws, standardized weights and measures, and a common national currency would facilitate the movement of exchange of goods and capital from one region to other. So the businessmen who newly they started the business or trade in the towns and cities, they all welcomed the new policies adopted by him, because we know that they felt these all free movements will encourage the business, and business or the trade will increase and they can become more prosperous. So that all the businessmen or traders welcomed the new policies adopted by him. So in some of the areas he conquered, Napoleon conquered, we know that reactions of the people, local people or the local populations to the French rule was mixed. Not all the people in which are the regions or territories he captured, not all local people supported the French rule, because some people supported the new ideology or new principles in order to gain more money and more freedom. They all had the right to property, etc. Business or trades also were improved, but not all the people. There were mixed response from the people, local people. Initially many places of such as Holland and Switzerland, as well as in the cities like Brussels, Mainz, Milan and Warsaw, the French armies were welcomed as harbingers of liberty. When the French army came to these regions, they welcomed the local people, welcomed them as a harbingers harbingers of liberty. That means they are the beginners or bringing liberty or freedom to the people. They felt that French army will liberate them, and they are giving a hope to the local people as giving the liberty or freedom. But in the initial enthusiasm, we know that initial stages or beginning stages, people were much attracted to the French armies, and they also, but it turned to hostility as it became clear that new administrative arrangements did not go in hand with the political freedom. So, but in the beginning stage, people all welcomed this new ideology, but later on, by when time passed, people came to know that political freedom they are denied. When new this type of administrative systems were or arrangements were done, they came to know that the political freedom was denied. So also they found that increased taxation, taxes in this region was increased. Another thing is censorship, not given right or permission to publish anything. If they are criticizing the government through the newspapers or any media, they were captured or they were controlled by the government. Forced conscription into the French armies. This also recruitment to the French army was very forcefully done, and to also the required to conquer the rest of Europe, because France they were wanted to capture the all the regions of Europe, so that they forcefully recruited people from the newly captured regions to join army, also French army. So all these seemed to outweigh the advantages of the administrative changes, because whatever the new administrative changes were taken place, initially people welcomed, but they all felt that they are forcefully, and many disadvantages also they found, that like the taxes were increased and censorship, free forced conscription to the French army, etc. So because of these reasons, many of the people, many of the regions people rejected the French movement into their regions, or the French ideology, or this new law which was introduced. That's all for today, and we will study tomorrow about how the making of nationalism in Europe began to emerge.